The Urban Land Institute is obviously a strong national organization, and having these local networks is really important to the real estate community. But having an award program like this in Nashville really highlights what Nashville's about, being able to see the excellence and to help emulate it. So these projects set the tone for future development.
Because it takes the whole village, right, to build a city. Nobody does it by themselves. So I think the ULI raises the bar and it gives you a platform to engage.
I hope folks don't take for granted what a strong ULI chapter can do for a city. Obviously, the awards are an important part of it, but it's not just that. It's making sure that information is appropriately shared and dispensed throughout the development community, but also as a source of advocacy and support for those folks who may be on the margins, who want access to understanding, who maybe don't have the resources or the connections organically. Having a strong ULI chapter like Nashville enables an enormous amount of productive, important communications and connections among the community. Actually multiplies the effectiveness of the development community in a very real way.
The Excellence in Development Awards reflect ULI Nashville's commitment to community and livability, valued partners and members, and excellence in development and placemaking. Our awards represent the mission that strong communities, good development partners, and best practices should be recognized, shared, and celebrated. The awards recognize excellence and innovation in design.
Mental living was an exercise in creative site planning. It was understanding how to make the most out of very little. What is a compact site? There's 89 units. So one of the hardest challenges was, how do you park 89 units and meet the building code? So we had a very innovative solution related to the parking. We worked with a parking company to do an automated parking stacker that houses 95 automobiles horizontally and vertically. We could not have built the site without that parking. It is actually nestled against a retaining wall against the CSX rail line. It makes a lovely little courtyard space. You would not know it's that small from experiencing it.
These awards recognize excellence and innovation in land use and construction.
One of the innovative things that we used at BNA from a technology standpoint was from our VDC department, where we uploaded the 3D model from the designers into HoloLens software, and we were able to walk the client as well as all of the tenants through the terminal prior to construction even starting, during construction, and that really allowed them to visualize what the end product was going to be before it got there.
And the awards recognize excellence in financial performance. At the same time, the ULI Nashville Awards assign exceedingly important values to elements that enrich Nashville as a community and that respond to challenges of affordability.
We spend a lot of time talking about infrastructure, roads, sewers, waters, but one thing that always gets lost in the mix is that housing is as a vital of an infrastructure component as any of those other items. And for us, we're trying to do our part to ensure that people have affordable housing close to jobs, close to schools, close to neighborhood amenities. And Edmonton will continue to commit to doing its part to increase the affordable housing stock in Nashville.
These awards reward sustainability and environmental stewardship, resilience to extreme weather conditions or events, and developing healthy buildings to promote healthy people.
The Mars Pet Care headquarters really excels in many areas, and I think differentiates itself in many areas. One is, at the end of the day, the project was designed for the employee and the pet, and really about their well-being. Everything from building orientation to access to green space, as well as serving as a catalyst for hopefully similar type of development in the suburban area.
And ULI Nashville and its Excellence in Development Awards are committed to equity of opportunity and celebrating and ensuring the value of diversity of voices and experiences reflected in land use and development.
Cassie Gardner Senior Park represents, I think, what makes Nashville special. It is really the culmination of a partnership across the city, community-wide, was the coming together of 4 different metro agencies, and most importantly, the North Nashville community along Jefferson. This park represents the future as well as honoring the very rich history along Jefferson Street.
As part of ULI, I think it's important that we recall and remember that a lot of so-called urban progress came at great expense, and not just the financial one. So it's exciting and important and valuable to see Nashville already taking initial steps to remind folks of what came before and how hopefully we can bring back some sense of that spirit again.
After 11 years of ULI Nashville recognizing developments that are worthy of emulation, award recipient projects dot the landscape across Middle Tennessee. There are nearly 100 projects of varying size, type, and sector that are examples of ULI celebrated best practices. Tonight's recipients will add to that impact. While downtown continues to shine, neighborhoods stabilize and evolve. The strength of the expanding region remains a priority, and tourism, one of Middle Tennessee's lifebloods to our economy, is resilient. Our public spaces are ever more important, while the function and design of private spaces bring value. The past year and a half have obviously tested everyone in many ways and on many levels. But because of your resilience and that of our community in the face of these challenges, you've proven that you and Nashville can't be stopped. You're helping to build a future that is stronger, smarter, more resilient, healthier, and a more equitable and affordable community. Many of us remain separate from one another even this evening. As we go forward safely, strongly together, we will continue to build Nashville's best future.